Hey guys, how's it going? It's Ollie here from CryptoVest.com. It is the 3rd of January today, and we're going to be looking at NEO trading against Bitcoin over one-day candles. I've got some really promising things to show you right now, and I know what you're all thinking, or a lot of you will be thinking. NEO, why are you looking at NEO right now? Isn't it like $7? It came all the way down from $186. Nobody's talking about it. There's a big ban in China on cryptocurrencies. It's dead in the ground, right? Well, yeah, and it seemed like that, but it's really not, and nobody's looking at NEO right now. Nobody, not at least in the last 3 weeks. And a few things are coming out, and a few things are starting to show up on the price action, which look really, really promising, and I just want to show you that. So basically, in the news, so what's been going on with NEO? So basically, the NEO founder, Da Hongfei, he's not really known for his presence on Twitter. He's nothing like Justin Sun or Vitalik Buterin or Charles Hoskinson or all these other sort of proponents that really lead from the front. He kind of sort of fizzles in the background, but on New Year's, he finally tweeted saying that the NEO, the year wasn't very good, 2018, for obvious reasons, but 2019 they're going to improve NEO's infrastructure, work on all these different things like data storage, identity proofs, and things like that. And you should, in the comments in the section below, are really, really positive. People like, thank God you've tweeted, you need to show your presence more and things like that, so people are starting to get excited. NEO's developer conference is taking place soon on February in Seattle, so that's going to be getting some people excited about new projects and things like that. Eric Zhang, the co-founder and core developer, has come out very recently and said after 1.5 years of development, NEO's improved consensus mechanism, the delegated Byzantine fault tolerance, is close to completion. And so for some of you that don't know what DBFT is, it basically works off the whole Byzantine generals problem in game theory, and how you reach consensus in a trustless environment. Delegated Byzantine fault tolerance is basically where regular nodes, they vote to have they opt for delegate nodes to take control, and the delegate professional nodes, if you like, they broadcast their version of the blockchain, and if 66% or however many people vote for it, then that's the blockchain, that's the consensus everyone goes with. It reduces consensus verifications down to one confirmation, which can be done in 15 seconds, so it's a much more efficient process, and they argue that it's much more efficient than proof of work, proof of stake mechanisms for reaching consensus. So a few things that are coming out, it's really, really promising, but it's the price action that is the most interesting part. And so if we zoom in, you can see at a glance, it's fell like a massive amount from its all-time high achieved on the 31st of January. You can see we're down around minus 86% from where we were. We recently hit the bottom at around sort of 163,550 sats. Start to pick back up again. We're oscillating in a range between the sort of 0.0019 BTC range, which was a very, very strong support historically for NEO. You can see going all the way back to June of 2 years ago now, June 2017. It was a support here, then it was a very brief support on the 11th of July as it sort of dipped down and then pushed on. And then you can see again, just before that crazy run they had in that sort of late Q4 of 2017, it found support here again. And then very recently it crashed through that. And it was looking very, very bearish. Let's zoom in on this a little bit closer. Just taking water. And as you can see, as we got into this sort of descending channel pattern, let me get rid of the volume for a second. You can see we're sort of oscillating this sort of tight channels, falling, fell onto the support very briefly, crashed through it. It became a strong resistance, and then it pushed us all the way down. We sort of picked up along this downtrending support here, pushed sideways along this sort of base support of 0.0017 BTC, and then pushed on, and then pushed up, hit this downtrending level, which has been very, very strong, and we're now consolidating. We've broken above, and we've now found support back on this very, very key level, which is very significant. So let's zoom in on that. You can see we've got this kind of bullish pennant starting to form. There's been a sudden surge of bullish momentum start to pick up. We're now testing the downtrending level of this channel for the fourth time now. And interestingly, if you look at volume to begin with, you can see, in fact, we'll zoom out a little bit. Let's get rid of that for a second. You can see at a glance there's just been, I'm colorblind so I have to have these blue-red candles. You can see a massive increase in buying candles and in buying pressure and buying volume. Particularly in the last month or so, in the last 3 weeks, you can just see there's been a huge increase overall, whereas before the buying candles were intersected with a lot of selling candles here, a lot of bearish volume here. But as you can see now, it's starting to pick up. We're correcting a little bit, so the candle you can see on today is a little bit bearish. But overall, there's some really promising signs that I want to have a look at. Namely, if we look at 4-hour candles on the chart and we show the 50 and 200 exponential moving averages, you can see that on the 28th of December, we had a bullish crossover, a golden crossover between the 50 and 200 EMA lines. And why is this important? Well, if you zoom back throughout the history, particularly in the last sort of 5, 6, 7 months, you can see that we haven't seen a crossover between these two lines for a long time on the NEO chart. And it's going back, we're still going back, we still haven't had a crossover yet. Keep going, and we can see that we barely crossed through it on May 10th, 2018, but the last time we crossed above it was all the way back on the 18th of April. So we haven't seen a crossover for a long time, and we're now starting to see it. Just as NEO hit that all-time low and started to pick up again, now we're starting to test this downtrending resistance of this channel that we've been stuck in since all the way back in September. Now we're starting to show some really promising signs of bullish momentum. Let's get rid of these for a second. There's some other promising signs as well, bringing up on the one-day indicators. So one-day indicators typically are stronger indicators than short time periods, much easier to track, stronger movements. And as you can see right now, for the first time in a long time as well, NEO's starting to climb into the one-day resisting Kumo cloud on the Ishimoku indicator, which is the first time we've really seen it do this since, again, back in April in 2018. So it's been a long time since this asset's been really doing much in terms of showing bullish reversal signs potential, and right now it's really starting to show it. We're needing to break over this downtrending resistance, which I think in the next day or two is looking very likely, and from here we could see it break through the resisting Kumo for the first time in a long time, and then from here we could really see some growth. I'm not sure how much. It's very difficult to predict how much support will get behind NEO, and whether the rest of the market is still very much uncertain about NEO and wary to invest in it. I'm not entirely sure how it will go down, but it's looking really promising. So we haven't quite broken through the resisting Kumo yet. We're just entering into it. But again, it's looking very promising. If we pull up some of the momentum indicators, there's some other promising signals as well. So if you look at the MACD indicator, the relative strength index, we'll get up the Chaikin money flow indicator. So just as a general glance of momentum, you can see other interesting signs. For the first time again, all the way since maybe April again, yeah, we're above the signal line on the MACD indicator with the 12 MA high above the 26 MA. We've got buying candles on the histogram. Again, we've come close in the past, but never been able to push through it, and now we have. So that's looking pretty good. On the RSI, you can see that we've just sort of come down. We're still consolidating after we hit that high recently and ricocheted off the downtrending resistance, but right now it's starting, as you can see, starting to consolidate in that sort of pennant shape, even on the RSI. And from here we've got plenty of room now if we want to push on and maybe break into that oversold region a bit later on. On the Chaikin money flow indicator, again we've got this huge spike now of buying pressure that's taken us all the way from sort of 0.02 into the zero line. Now we've pushed through that. We're now really high above that. And looking like we're going to continue on. So overall, all signs are looking really positive for NEO. Again, nobody's really looking at it, but if you look for it, the signs are all there for a potential breakout. We need to see confirmations come through first, and we'll be waiting to see if it does break that downtrending resistance of the channel here. And then if it does, and it starts to close, then we'll keep an eye on the momentum indicators, but it's all looking very positive. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know if you're bullish, bearish for NEO. Love to hear your thoughts on this. It might be a really good opportunity to get in on an asset before everyone else does, but we've still got to try and figure out where it will go from here. It really could go anywhere, so just be obviously careful of that. But yeah, let me know what you think. Check out the full TA at cryptovest.com, and please like and subscribe to the channel if you like this video. Thank you.